Why natural hair? Because that's where the curls are. The legacy that I would love to leave in the Houston beauty industry is one that is about the truth about your hair. It is beautiful and is acceptable. I love Millicurls. I'm Millicent Coins, owner of Millicurls Salon Suite right here in Houston, Texas.
And her lifelong dream came to fruition when she finally decided to leave her corporate job and dive into the world of curls. Millicent joins us with a few of her clients enjoying the style that can actually weather Houston humidity when done right.
Yes.
Hello there.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. Okay, there is a politics of especially black hair and curly hair.
Yes.
But you ask anybody with curly hair, they go, I want straight hair. But then you ask people with straight hair, they go, I like curly hair.
Yes, yes.
Now we're embracing those curls. But I'm going to get into a little bit of that politics of black hair. There was a time when we were told that our hair had to look more like Anglo hair.
Absolutely. So straight hair was what we did. We pressed it, we relaxed it.
Yeah, and I have burn marks on my ears that result of that. But yeah, but then afros came in the 60s and 70s. They started wearing the hair more natural. Then we slid into some other things. But now we are back to that natural hair, and we know a number of celebrities who did that. But I did this about 15 years ago, and I was here on the station on the air. People went nuts.
Yes.
People went nuts, and they were like, "Can we do this? Is this something we can do?" And so I actually had anchors call me from across the country and say, "What did they say when you did that?" So here we are. Fast forward, we're embracing it. We've seen a number of celebrities who've done it: Solange, Rihanna, and so. Curly hair is cool now. Natural hair, I should say.
It is. And curly hair, textured hair is actually soon becoming the majority. As our demographic changes, everybody's more multiracial, biracial. Straight hair is not what you see as much anymore. I think about like 60% of people have some sort of texture to their hair now.
Yeah. All right. Millicent, the roots of Millicurls. You always loved doing hair. In fact, you were the resident stylist at school.
Yes, I was. It was something I was super proud of. And every summer when I would go home from boarding school, I would be in the salon with my notebook asking my stylist, how do I do this, how do I do that? So when I got back to school, I was ready.
Yeah, okay, so I remember we worked together, right? You're right upstairs, and you always had the fanciest, coolest hair. I'm going, how did you do that curl? Well, how did you do that? How did you do that? And finally I ask you, what's the deal with you and hair? You go, it's really my first love.
It is,
right?
It is. Since I was a child, and it was something that I would sneak my neighbors over, let me cut your hair, let me curl your hair. They would go home, mom wouldn't know what happened, but I didn't get into trouble, so it must have been okay.
But didn't look good. It must have looked good. Yeah. All right. You, like so many people, had this spark to finally jump off the curb and take control of your passion during the COVID shutdown.
Yes, I think that was the perfect time for me to do it, because in my corporate job, things had kind of slowed down, and it was the perfect opportunity for me to be able to work and still be able to go to school. So I took the leap, and I fell in love with it instantly.
Instead of being the kitchen beautician, this time you actually have the license and actually learn how to do that. And by the way, it's really interesting because a lot of African American stylists would go to beauty school and they would never learn how to do black hair. They'd have to learn that on their own. It's now incorporated.
Yes, and I'm so happy to see that a lot of U.S. states are changing the legislation where it's required for you to not only train your students on textured hair, but it's also now part of licensing exams in some states. So I'm hoping that'll be a big change we'll make here in Texas.
Yeah, and textured hair is what I should be calling it, textured hair. All right. So you decide to do that, and so just define what you do, because you don't do all kinds of hair in your salon or all types of processes.
Right. So I specialize in curly textured hair, whether it's doing curly cuts, curly color. I can't say that 3 times fast. And just really focusing on healthy hair, because I truly believe that when your hair is healthy, it can do anything that you want. It can do any sort of styling. So the most important thing is just keeping it healthy for me.
Yeah, and the great thing is walk in and have a consultation with you about what your hair is doing, what you'd like it to do, because there are a lot of myths out there.
Yes.
So let's start with one of those myths, and I used to always hear this: dirty hair is easier to style.
Yes, that is a huge one that I've heard all my life, and it's so not true. When your hair is clean and your scalp is clean, that actually allows styling to last longer. It gives you more definition and more hold.
All right, myth: apple cider vinegar in shampoo makes your hair cleaner.
No, it actually throws off your pH balance, and then apple cider vinegar can be so strong that it dries the hair and breaks it. Instead, if you really want to get that deep clean, just use a clarifying shampoo, and if you need to wash it more than once with that, do that, but that'll get your hair hair clean enough.
Okay, well, if you have dry hair, you should put vegetable oil in your hair.
No, we're gonna leave the vegetable oil and we're gonna leave the olive oil
In the
at
kitchen.
home.
Yeah.
Yes, we're gonna leave those for cooking. But you always want to start with some sort of water-based product, specifically a great shampoo and a great conditioner, and then you seal in that moisture with your hair oils.
Yeah. Start detangling from the roots.
Yes, if you want to keep your hair, you do not want to start at the root. You want to definitely detangle curly, textured, wavy hair from the ends and then work your way up.
Yeah, okay. And then the other one is trimming your ends makes your hair grow. I always hear this. It's like, there's like
it's like a little bit of truth in
Maybe
that.
it keeps it growing.
There we go.
Yeah,
so it actually helps you keep the hair that you are growing. So as we know, our hair grows from our scalp, not from the end. So when you have those split ends and you're not trimming them, they just continue to split up. So you're essentially losing all of the hair that you're gaining. So keeping those split ends trimmed will allow you to retain more of the length you do have.
Now, for a long time, the reason why a lot of people with textured hair didn't want to wear their natural textured hair is because they didn't have the right products for it. Today, we have the right products and the education
so many
to
products.
go with it, right?
Yes,
right?
yes.
Let's go through some of your clients here. Okay, first of all, let me ask you: when you use naturally curly hair, right? When you're little, did you love your curly hair?
Not at all.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
And now you're saving 50 minutes a day with
That's
just
right.
styling your hair,
Absolutely,
right?
yes.
Okay.
So one of the things that is always a question is what type of products do we use for our hair? So Diana, for her hair, would she use a foam, gel, or a cream to style her curls? Foam. Foam is going to be the right answer. So Diana has medium density hair, but she has fine strands of hair, wavy texture as well. And what we don't want to do is use heavy gels and creams that are going to weigh it down. Instead, you want to use foams that are going to give you volume and definition. Keep in mind, the bubbles make it bigger.
Ah, okay, yeah, and you're right. If it's very fine, she has like fine hair but thick, right?
Yes,
If it's fine and not thick, then you're right. Those other things will just weigh it down. All right, really pretty hair. All right, next, guess what matters most? What's most important? Is it the characteristic of your hair?
Yes, so there's so many characteristics of our hair, and we hear people talking about 4C, 4B, 3C.
Yeah,
when
curl
we think
type,
about,
porosity, hair length, color.
Exactly. So what's most important? Curl type, porosity, hair length, density. The answer is all of the above.
Yes.
So it's not just about those letters and numbers that tell you about your hair. That only tells you about your curl pattern. When we look at Lisa's hair compared to Diana's hair, they both have high porosity, but we see that Lisa's curls are tighter than hers. So we want to keep in mind that even though she has those tighter curls, her porosity soaks up product a lot more, and she's able to use creams and butters to give her definition, hold, and moisture.
Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, when I had my hair short and curly, I had to use like just a really heavy gel to keep the curl pattern. Otherwise, it would dry out and frizz out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so it's so interesting because the hair can look so much different if it didn't have the right product.
Yeah, and that 4C, that marketing tool, is used to help sell products. It wasn't a bad thing, but at the time, Deb, it was like all we knew. It was the only thing that we knew.
Right.
So now that we're learning so much more, it's definitely a part of the consultation when you come to Millicurls.
Okay, next up, heat check. Which one of these causes heat damage? Blow dryers, diffusers, or those hooded dryers?
Okay, and the answer is none of the above. This is one of the biggest conversations that I have with my clients. Everyone thinks that blow drying damages the hair. So on Gel here, she has not had her hair straightened in over a year, and we're able to safely straighten her hair using the appropriate heat settings. Your blow dryers only go up to about 200 degrees. You don't get into that danger zone until you're at 350 or higher. So it's practically impossible for you to do that, and the safest way to keep your hair healthy and retain that moisture is to dry it in some way.
And a great point you made. I remember I'd always get these relaxers, and finally I went to a salon, and the stylist said, "Why are you relaxing your hair? Your hair is actually a fine texture, in the sense that just a blow dryer will get it straight." I was like, "Really? All this time, no one's told me that?" And so try it that way first, and you get and then with the products you can keep that smoothness. And it's just really pretty hair.
And it doesn't have to be heat trained. I think that's the other thing a lot of people talk about. Yes, it's like let's keep straightening until your curls are almost gone. We don't have to do that for you to still have straight hair that's manageable.
Yeah, all right. Bottom line, when someone makes an appointment and comes in to see you the first time, what does that appointment look like?
So the first time it involves a very detailed conversation. So we talk about the characteristics of their hair. I talk to them about what products that they're using. I ask tons of questions down to, do you wear a shower cap when you shower? What are you covering your hair with when you sleep at night? So we go into those details, and I help people come up with the proper treatment and routine specific to their hair.
Yeah, because there's all types of things to consider. Like if you have long hair and you're wanting a nice like tight curl like yours, oftentimes if you cut it shorter, the curl's more pronounced, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that weight makes the hair more stretched out. So yeah, getting rid of some of that length gives you the volume and definition that you're probably looking for.
Okay, I might go back to my curly girl. Okay, ladies, thank you very much, Millicent. So proud of you.
Thank you.
Because I remember when you kind of were circulating the idea in your mind, and then here it is. All right.
Thank you.
For Millicent's full Cadillac Shaping Houston story, log on to shapinghou.com, and to book an appointment at Millie's Curls Salon Suite located in Sugar Land, visit millicurls.square.site, or you can call this number right here, 713-714-6635. Plus right now you can get $10 off your appointment using the code GDH at booking.